So to start off, we're going to be looking at how our parent or guardian, Halloween, can come in and get themselves registered into childcare. So quick warning, I love a bad pun. So there's going to be a couple of those in this demo. I hope you guys like them as well. Now I'm going to stop short of putting a whole pumpkin on my head, but putting my hat on as Halloween, this is my view of the YMCA Phillies member portal or community portal that I'd log into directly from the website. So this is embedded directly onto the site. And really, this is set up to be our sort of virtual center. What I mean by that is this is sort of my one-stop shop for everything from self-service enrollments and registrations for membership, right through to just asking for help, right? And, it can include things like funding applications or scholarship applications, as you'll see in one of my tiles here. In real TV fashion, what I've done actually is I've gone ahead and applied and been approved for some financial assistance for today. So we're going to see that in action in just a few moments. But look, the Y Philly team told us that this sort of improved online registration experience for parents was one of the biggest impacts of a portal like this. So let's get stuck in and take a look at one of our registrations. And look, as we've kind of discussed in our webinar so far today, and I'm sure is true for everyone on this call, look, this whole program catalog is designed to be flexible, to allow all of the different use cases for every different community that's represented by the different associations on this call today, to really allow you to give to the different services that are required by those communities. And really being able to represent your program catalog and your services true to life in this portal, it's really the cornerstone of that improved experience for me as a parent. Not to mention having the idea of cross-pollinating, right? So I can have my aquatics, my camps, and my childcare programs all sitting side by side. So for me as a parent, I can come in and I can build a cart for my household, right? I can build a cart as I kind of expect to do online. For the Philly team, this was really about just giving their members flexibility in how they can register, right? So be it rolling admissions for before and after school, or being it application-based for early learning, or as we mentioned there as well, sort of registration process or periods for camps. Now, a lot of people here on the call might be using different variations on registration processes. For example, accommodating different working schedules for parents with choose your date type toddler care. Really, again, that's kind of speaking to that flexibility of this program catalog, allowing you to really represent whatever services that you're offering inside this portal effectively for parents and for participants. Now, for today, I'm going to go ahead and get myself signed up for some full-time toddler care. So I'm going to go and select that program and pick my wee one, Jack, here. Again, very creative names for today's webinar from myself. But again, as I go through here, what I'm doing is I'm selecting the program that I'm registering for, the person that's being registered, and then I can kind of walk through that whole registration process. And now, as I go through here, a couple of things that I'll be looking at. One will be any add-ons, or so things like AM care, PM care, anything else that you're offering at your association level that can be bundled into this cart purchase at this stage. I'm going to go ahead and skip that for today. The next up is going to be questions, right? Any information that we want to be capturing on our participants at this stage. Now, you have a choice to ask 100 questions, 1 question, or no questions, right? That's entirely within your control to configure. And now you might be looking at this as well and saying, that's not enough questions to be asking. If you are, just stick with me. We'll kind of come to that portion of today's demo in a moment. And you'll notice as well, because I'm a member at the Y here, a lot of these fields are already filled in for me. And next up, if I had any waivers or contracts that I need to be signed, I could be surfacing that here. But I'm actually brought straight through to my cart summary. And I can really sort of review all the details of this particular registration. And if I come into my cart, you'll actually see that funding scholarship that I mentioned a moment ago, that's being applied automatically for me to this cart purchase, not just for this initial purchase, but also for any future drafts that I might have. That's just the system working in my favor in the background and applying that automatically for me. Now, as well as that, because I'm actually a member here and I've made some purchases before, I can go ahead and I can settle up today's payment with a couple of clicks rather than using my saved payment method inside of the system here. So I can just select my credit card. I want to use that for my future payments. And with a couple of clicks, I've confirmed my spot in a really sought after childcare program. Now, what you'll probably also though remember is those questions that I didn't ask just a moment ago during that registration. Really important information that we want to be capturing. And of course, as we discussed just a moment ago with the Y-Philly team live on our webinar here, something that we can use not just for childcare, but of course for camp as well, and indeed for any other services that you might be offering at your association. So how do we capture that data, but also focus on that purchasing experience? So now that I'm back on my homepage, you'll notice this new notification center on the right-hand side, and I've got my outstanding form. And look, the reason that we've kind of decoupled those two pieces is kind of the same reason that there's a big buy now button on Amazon when you go to purchase something, right? That time to purchase is the most important metric for designing a personalized experience for your constituents when they're logging into their portal, right? Now, again, for me as a parent, I can go ahead, I can come to the site and I can secure my place in this program. That's what I came to the site in the first place to do. That's taken care of. But now also what I can do is I can take the time and go talk to my family physician or look in the filing cabinet downstairs in the house and make sure I'm capturing all of those most up-to-date medical pieces of data and submitting them as part of my application. So again, that's kind of what we're talking about when we're thinking, I guess, that positive parent experience. Now, for the YMCA in Philly, on the other hand, what we're doing is we're leveraging the world's #1 CRM platform in Salesforce to ensure that the information on all those participants is captured and recorded before their start date. Now, what does that actually mean? It means things like validation rules up top that I can't submit without attaching a file, for example. It also means any automations in the background. It means using reports to understand what forms are still in that incomplete stage, right? Now, again, me, Kevin, as the solution engineer at Traction Rec, I love all of that sort of technical aspects. But for me as Halloween, our parent, I'm much more interested in my household. And this is the type of information that I have available on my household right from within my self-service portal here. So I can see that enrollment that I just made for young Jack. I can see any information on the rest of my household members. And as I come down, I can even see any future payments that I have upcoming for things like my childcare, as well as my membership services, all in this single place. So really, really powerful for me as a parent, being able to come in here, not just enroll, but also manage my whole experience at the Y Center.